Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was done preaching the vagina gospel? No, I'm never done. I brought you guys some vagina loving goodies, some gifts for you. So a while back, I got together with some fashion bloggers like Channing in the City, Oh So Chic, Her Goodie Bag, Organic Beauty Vixen, Fashionably Broke, Glam.com, and Generation No from UbyKotex got together, put all these amazing ladies together to just talk all things vagina and talk about, beauty standards, how the media affects our view of our own bodies, our periods, and our vaginas. What happens when you get a whole bunch of fashion bloggers and this vagina enthusiast into one room? You want to see? Come over here.
I really believe that you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone really needs to just take ownership and really make that stand, hey, I'm comfortable with my vagina and I want you to be comfortable with your vagina and let's all be comfortable together.
I asked a female once, I said, have you ever looked at your own vagina? And she's like, no, I'll just leave that up to my boyfriend. And I was like, girl, that's your vagina. You gotta know what it looks like before anyone else looks at it. That's why, something like this, something like Generation No is so important for a generation that's so embarrassed. Why should we be embarrassed? And all it takes really is just like one person. In the beginning when I was growing up, I'd be like, dang, my vagina looks real crazy. And then, I don't know, I sparked the question to a girlfriend and I was like, I don't know, like my vagina looks like this. And she's like, you too? And then it was like a ripple effect, then everyone's like, wait, mine looks like that too. Wait, me too. Wait, I thought that was crazy. And then it's like, wait, we can't all be crazy if we're all like thinking the same thing. So that's all it really takes, and hopefully, you guys can break the silence too and be that person, among your friends to be really confident and proud.
Like anything like life, if you stay confident, nobody around you is going to be able to.
No one can put you down.
No one can put you down. Yeah.
Just thinking about this, it made me think of the whole designer vagina trend in plastic surgery. Like if you feel like your vagina is, not desirable, or you want to match like the kind of porn stars. It's like, wow, like people are actually paying to have these surgeries. Like that's how much we essentially despise our vaginas, that we're willing to, sacrifice feeling. I mean, just everything. Sometimes people's nerve endings are damaged down there due to surgery.
It's all about moving towards one standard. You all have to have one kind of vagina, one breast size, one pant size. It almost seems like to me that we're all being pushed into this really small box. And some of us can't fit into that box.
There's a lot of power in voices uniting together, right? So we're talking about what we see in the media, and it's really overwhelming because right now that's the loudest voice we hear. But what happens right now when we voice our opinions, there's a lot of power behind that. So all it takes is for one person and then another person, and then we'll be the loudest voice and we'll be an accurate representation of females in general.
Yeah, I get really mad when they talk about a woman being president and they say well, how can she rule lead the nation when she has her period?
Has anyone ever heard that before?
Yeah, all the time. How much of this is that cultural, society thing of thinking that women are less or weaker when they have their period just because of a cultural thing. I mean, I can make a good decision any time of the month. Thank you.
I had my period. I was scared, but I was also really excited.
I'm now really thankful for my period. It took a long time. At first it was this is a chore, I don't have to deal with this. And now I'm wait, that means that I'm healthy. That means that my cycle's working. Yeah. That means that I can have a baby someday. So I feel if we focused on those sorts of things too, that's a really good thing. We're lucky to have this.
Okay, so I got my period when I was supposed to be going to a water park, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wear a pad and I'm too scared to use a tampon. This is gonna hurt, this is crazy. I would have rather known more about that. The real issues that when it comes down to you need to take some Advil and you need to know how to put a tampon in.
I think exposure is a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're exposed to something a lot, it's not that big of a deal and you're not gonna be that surprised. Each generation just hopefully it gets more and more informative. My grandma was not exposed at all, didn't speak to my mom, but my mom spoke to me a lot, and I'm sure I'm gonna speak to my kids a whole bunch and they're gonna get tired of me.
Something that really bothers me is just like the way that like even words we use. I think like feminine hygiene to me just makes me associate it like it's dirty. Why does it have to be worded like that? It makes it sound gross.
When you do talk about it, you're taking ownership of it. So it's how do we talk about it and what words do we use? I always think about going to a grocery store and asking them, where's the male hygiene aisle? Right? Why doesn't that exist?